Hey guys, Jesse here, and today I'll be taking a look at the HG Unicorn Gundam 711 version. Now, I reviewed this kit in the past before, while I was in Belgium. I brought this kit to build, in my downtime, and I was really bored in my hotel room after finishing it, so I decided to just make an impromptu video. That video is just awful. It's like a blemish on my channel. The lighting's bad, my review, dialogue is bad. It's all bad, so this is now the canon review of this channel. The previous one has been retconned out of my channel. It won't be deleted, but this is the real review. And I just wanted to do this because I really like this kit, so I wanted to give it a proper review. And I also have to apologize to my subscribers that I haven't put up a video in quite a while. Work has just been really hectic for me, and when I come home, I just wanted to sleep and do nothing else. So yeah, sorry for the lack of videos in the past week or so, or 2 weeks really. But anyways, let's get on to the review. So again, this is the 711 version. For those of you who are unaware, 711 is very popular in Japan. It's convenience stores in general are very popular in Japan. And when 711 came across and established itself there, it just blew up. 711 is even a bank in Japan. When I went and visited, it was just so surprising when I saw 711 bank ATMs. I thought, okay, this is just an ATM owned by 711. Like, no, they do banking. It was just something just strange. Of course, here it's just a very sort of mediocre convenience store, but over there it's very popular. So it makes sense that they would sponsor. There would be a sponsor of Gundam Gunpla kits. So they've done this for a while now. I think this was part of their sort of second or third run of special edition kits, but you can fact check me on that. But in any case, this is just the HG Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode in the 711 color scheme. So a green Psycho frame. We've got green instead of gray for the inner frame. We have gloss injected green instead of the blue for the feet and the backpack. And we have a tertiary green on the head there, which is sort of this nice neon green that I really like. So yeah, that's just a very nice green. We also get the special markings, which are very nice. They're cut extremely precisely. And as you can see, we got them for the shoulder, the skirts here, the legs. We got some on the back. So again, for the shoulders, back skirts, and legs. We got some on the shield as well. Now, a lot of people, when looking to get a Unicorn Gundam, because it is a very popular suit, always wonder what grade to get it in. I'll tell you right now, avoid the Master Grade, because it looks great. It looks amazing, but it cannot move without, destroying itself. You go to pose it and touch it, and within 5 seconds, something will fall off, something will collapse on it. Even if it's not transformed, it's just a very finicky kit, and the articulation on it is pretty awful. So, on top of it being made out of paper, it also articulates like paper. As for the perfect grade, it's very good. I haven't built one myself, but from what I've seen, what I've heard, it is probably the perfect version of the Unicorn if you also don't want it to move. It's not finicky, it's not fragile, but its dynamic poses, it's just too heavy for itself. From what I've read, you can get into a dynamic pose, but after a while it just sort of sag on itself from the weight. Which is why, for me, I think the best version is the HG, and I'll tell you why. First off, there's no seam lines on this kit. Because of the Unicorn's very angular and sharp design aesthetics, there's no seam lines, at least on the Destroy Mode version. I don't know about the Unicorn version, but for the Destroy Mode, no seam lines whatsoever. None on the shoulders, none on the back of the legs, or anything like that. It's just a very straightforward build. You're just sort of stacking pieces on top of each other until you get the Unicorn Gundam. Another question a lot of people have is, does the HG version transform? No, you either pick the Unicorn version or the Destroy Mode, and then you just build that one. Obviously, this is the Destroy Mode, but everything that you would think would move to transform doesn't. So these knee parts are all static. These back legs are static. arms are static. It's stuck in this mode. So just to get those questions out of the way. But the other reason why I like the HG so much is the articulation on this thing. It's okay. It's a bit better than the master grade. Not great for HG standards, but at least you can articulate it without it just falling apart in your hands. So for the head, you've got this hinge for the lower neck, and then of course it's on a ball joint, so it gets really good articulation, can look really far down, looks very menacing. The arms actually have a piece in the chest that will allow it to go up. As you can see that green cycloframe part moving. It allows the arm to get very high up, which is very nice. For the elbow, not that great, a little bit past 90, but good enough if you ask me. The waist is okay. It's on a swivel, and there's a bit of a ball joint at the top with a bit of an ab crunch. For the legs are very nice, can get very far up. This is a part of the master grade where if you try to do this knee part will just flop over. Yeah, the bend is pretty poor, only 90 degrees, and the ankles are honestly awful. They can swing left and right okay, but up and down is pretty bad. But, at least I can do this without, having to fetch a piece that flew across the room. I've built the Banshee, by the way, so I'm basing my sort of judgment of the master grade off the Banshee because it's basically the same kit, it just has a few different parts. But it is the same kit as the Unicorn. The skirts are really loose for some reason on mine. I've cut them to separate them, but even before I did that, they're just very loose. They're not going to fall out, but it is strange that they're so loose. Another part that kind of sucks is these back parts that have thrusters in them aren't connected into the back skirt very well. They're just held in there by friction, really, no real tab or plug or anything. So, also nothing on this backpack moves. All these thrusters are static. This can, actually no, that doesn't pivot, never mind. So these don't hinge or anything like that. Another strange thing is you have 4 beam sabers on this kit, 1 on each arm and 2 on the backpack, but no beam saber effect parts. And that's true for the normal release of the destroy mode as well. There's no beam saber effect parts, and he uses them in the anime, so it's kind of strange. This can swing forward, but it's not meant to. It's not on a hinge that's supposed to swing, so I'm not going to do that. But you can force it if you want. They do have holes for beam saber effects, so if you have some spare ones, you can stick them on there. But again, overall, it looks great. By the way, the proportions are perfect. It pretty much has the exact same proportions as the master grade, so they don't look off or anything like that. And it's quite tall because it is the Unicorn Gundam. As far as accessories go, we have our shield here. Again, permanently in destroy mode. This doesn't collapse or anything. What I really like about this shield is they achieved these white parts on the Psycho frame without using stickers. These are actually parts that connect on the back. You have this nice bit of detail here for the connection piece. And again, you can see the 7-Eleven stickers. Also, they give you spare 7-Eleven stickers, so I think they give you like 2 extra ones of these and 2 extra ones of the smaller ones. So if you wanted to make your own 7-Eleven custom, you have those logos available to you. Because this striping you can do with masking, but that logo, you're going to either have to make your own water slide or get this kit. And then you also get a trigger finger hand and the beam magnum. Now the beam magnum comes in the same gray as you saw on the backpack here with the thrusters, but I repainted it metallic because I don't know, looks kind of boring all gray. This kit doesn't have any top coat or anything like that on it. It just has gray lining in the stickers, so this is pretty much an out-of-box build. But yeah, if you wanted this completely accurate, you'd have to paint these magazines here like a deep blue. The secondary handle here moves, and yeah, it's a very simple rifle. Looks nice though, very detailed. But this is just 2 pieces with the barrel sticking onto the end, and you have a green sticker in there. As for mandatory stickers on this kit, or ones that fill in paint apps, you have the eyes, the camera stickers, and there's actually white stickers that go around these Vulcans. I really liked the green Psycho frame on this, so I didn't want to cover it up with those stickers, and plus they're the ones that wrap around multiple edges, so I just skipped on those. Plus I didn't really want to paint onto clear. That's just kind of a pain in the ass. And another thing I just want to say is we have two holding hands, but nothing to hold, so that's kind of strange. But just on a note for these hands, I wish Bandai would do this again. They used to do this with all their high grades. Hands on older high grades used to be built like this, where you had this like inner frame part which had like palm detail. Then you put on this armor piece, and then you had the fingers, so that when you have nothing in them, it looks like a complete hand. So of course you have the armor on top of the frame and stuff. But nowadays, all they really do is just the fingers and an armor piece on. The best example are the Iron Blood Orphans kits. They all do this, where it's just like an armor piece and then the fingers. And that's okay if you have something in the hand, because then it'll be blocking up the sort of underneath of the armor piece. But if you have nothing in them, it looks awful. It looks so bare and so unfinished that it kind of bugs me that Bandai doesn't do that anymore. And they've been doing it now with other kits too, which is kind of disappointing. But that's just sort of my little Bandai hand rant, because they're some of my favorite parts of a kit are the hands. But yeah, this is why I prefer the HG Unicorn Gundam opposed to the other grades. It can pose, it looks great, and there's no seams, there's nothing you have to clean up either. So, out of box build, you already have a very presentable Gundam, a Unicorn Gundam, and you can actually touch it and move it without it falling apart, which is great. So if you just want a Unicorn Gundam just to stand there like this, then by all means get the Master Grade or the Perfect Grade, because those look far better and far more impressive just standing there. And of course, in terms of Gunpla size, does actually matter. So, but if you want something that can pose well and do dynamic poses that will go on an action base and look great, then I would go for the high grade. Again, you'll have to pick between the Destroy mode or the Unicorn mode, but you can only ever display one. You can only ever display it in one or the other form, so I'm not sure how that really matters. Just pick your favorite form and display it that way. And also there's the full armor HG Unicorn Gundam that comes with all the markings that make it look pretty master grade, in my opinion. I might get that one day. But in any case, that's my thoughts on the HG Unicorn Gundam. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.